can tell this was professionally done. It's sealed. It looks nice. It feels nice. It has a nice rubberized texture to it. It's good to hold. It feels like you're holding a quality controller. Hey, what's up YouTube? It's your girl Alley Cat. This is a video I'm super excited about, been wanting to make for a long time. Today I am going to compare the SCUF Impact controller with the Battle Beaver Customs. So I know it looks like a standard controller because it is and it's modded, but let's go ahead and get right into it. So my husband Anthony4911, he wanted a SCUF, I wanted a Battle Beaver, and so it just worked out. So we have these two awesome controllers and I'm able to put together this video. So if you like this video, if you want to see more content like that, please drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss when another video goes live. We post all kinds of highlights from Twitch and from just things that we think are kind of awesome while we're playing Warzone or whatever other games we like playing these days. Also, I'm streaming on Twitch on Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday in the afternoon. And if you follow me on Twitch, you'll get not only those notifications, but any bonus notifications if I decide to go live any other time. So let's go ahead and get into it. From what I can tell on my research on Google, SCUF is a company that has about 100 employees, where Battle Beaver is a little bit of a smaller company with less than 25 employees. But that doesn't mean that they're not capable of making great controllers. Both come highly recommended. So let's take a look at their websites, and we're just going to walk through all of the different components. Alright, so here's SCUF's website, very visual. Right when you jump on the website, you can see that they are all about the customization of their controllers. It just kind of puts it right there. Customized button is right there, so if you're trying to order, you can get there relatively quickly. Battle Beaver's website, it doesn't show off the visualization aspect as much. The customize button is right there, so you can get right into it. If you scroll down, you do see a few more of their controller options, but they really don't do as good of a job of showing off their controllers and what they can look like. Also, before I get any further, I do want to say that this is a non-sponsored video. We are making this video, my husband helped me with some feedback, because we want to. We ordered these controllers because we wanted them, not because we're receiving any type of sponsorship. We paid full price for the controllers, and this is 100% my opinion. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the ordering process on the website. So since we're already on Battle Beaver's website, we'll just go to customize, and then I would be building a PS4 Pro controller. Neither website does a good job of telling you what the difference is. So, you know, the difference between a Pro and a performance builder, it's probably up here somewhere, but I don't know. So anyway, I know I'm going to build a Pro controller. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of walk through, I'm not going to go through the whole build, but to compare apples to apples, I'm going to build the Battle Beaver and I'm going to build the SCUF with the same components. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the visual customization, just the things that add to the functionality. So you're at step 1 of this 26 process to build your controller, because everything is highly customizable, starting with the buttons. So Battle Beaver has buttons. You take your left button, you assign it, your right button, assign where that one wants to go. So think about when you're playing and when you're holding that controller, what you want to be using for those left and right buttons. And one thing that makes Battle Beaver kind of cool is they have customization within the placement of the buttons, and so you can place that standard, medium, low, high, or lower. And if you're not sure what that looks like, it has a placement diagram which shows you, so you can actually make the buttons depending on which fingers you're going to use or how your fingers are spaced or how it rests. They give you a lot of options and where to place and where to map those buttons. So let's finish this out. We'll do square, we'll do triangle, it doesn't matter, I'm just putting it in there. And then you have the option to have what's called a remap chip. So let's say you want to be able to change what the button mappings are, you can get that remap chip. Highly recommend that. One thing they also have is a standard click, or the ability to go quiet or soft. I went with standard. Let me see the difference in price. So that's that. Quiet adds a little bit more to the price. It didn't matter to me, so I just left it there. Next button at the top or at the bottom. So we'll click next. Oh, I missed something. Choose. Okay, hit next. There we go. Okay, rumbles, I include those if I want them disabled. Most of the games I play allow you to disable those in game. If they're not there, they're gone permanently. So there may be a game in the future where I want the vibrations or the rumbles, so I left those in. Again, personal preference. Thumbstick Tension. Again, I left this as it was. Most FPS games I play allow you to manipulate your sensitivity within the settings, and so that seemed like a permanent change that I may not always like, and so I just left the stock. Also, Control Freaks makes rings. I've never used them, but that's a more temporary option to add tension if you wanted it, so leave that. Bumpers, I'm going to do smart bumpers. I didn't do smart bumpers on my controller, so these are the standard bumpers, but if I did do the smart triggers, and that gives you that mouse-like click. Takes off milliseconds when you're aiming and shooting, which again, important in those first-person shooter games. So my triggers, I did smart triggers. If you want to know the difference between race triggers, it tells you when you click on it versus the smart triggers here. We'll just go through this real quick. These D-pad modifications, I'm not going to do any. This is where you can start changing the color of things, so we'll say no. Touchpad modification. This is kind of interesting. It allows you to add this extra button, and so the touchpad area is basically deactivated, and then you hit this little singular switch to turn it on and off. I don't like that. I'm used to having the entire touchpad, so I'm going to leave that out. But it's interesting. It's there. This is where the customization really shines, and so again, I'm going to go standard black, but I just wanted to show off some of the design options that are here. So, you know, you can really make your controller pop. We'll go stock for now, just so we'll compare apples to apples. Again, rear shell, we'll keep it stock. Face buttons, stock. D-pad, your share and your options button, we'll keep those stock. This is kind of cool. So by default, the controller comes with the Battle Beaver customs in place of the PlayStation button. You can change that back to the stock PlayStation button, or you can upload your own. So if you have your own avatar or logo or whatever else you want to put there, you can do that as well. We'll just leave that as stock. Bumper colors, stock. Trigger, stock. Touchpad, stock. Left thumbstick. So my old controller was a standard DualShock controller with Control Freaks Galaxy. I like to play with the right analog stick, tall and concave, and the short on the left side. And so I can get that same functionality by getting interchangeable controllers. So I have a short, medium, tall. I just put in the one that I want. I'll leave the colors the same. We'll do the same thing on the right thumbstick. Colors, we'll leave it as is. No Control Freaks are necessary because my controllers are interchangeable. And I'm going to increase from the 30-day money-back guarantee to the 120-day extended warranty. It costs an extra 15 bucks, I believe. No cable necessary. We'll get stickers because they are free. Who doesn't like free things? So then it gives you the build time. So the build time here is still saying 8 to 10 weeks. This is not true at the time of this video. We're going to talk about my build time a little bit more, but this is inaccurate. I hope they get back down when COVID numbers go down, but if this is important to have a controller in 8 to 10 weeks, you might not get it in that short amount of time, so just know that. Okay, and protective case, sure, why not? And then build notes, and then here's my final price. So let's go ahead and build a SCUF controller now. So SCUF, if you didn't know what a Pro or an Impact was, you may need to dig around to see which one to build, but basically the Impact is the one that has 4 paddles. So to compare apples to apples, we'll go with that. Whoops, customize, Impact. Alright, and we'll start black, again just to show off some of the designs. And first thing you can tell, this is not your standard DualShock controller, so it's a little bit of a different design, different flavor already. But we'll keep it simple. We'll keep it with the black controller. Your price starts up here. EMR, this is what is going to allow you to reprogram your paddles, so super important, so let's get that. Trigger systems, their digital tap is the equivalent of the smart triggers. It gives that clicky sound. So we'll go ahead and get digital, and if you weren't sure of what anything was, you can click this Learn More button and it will tell you all about it. Alright, so triggers, we'll get the digital bumpers as well. Left thumbstick, left we'll do concave and short is fine. On right we'll do concave long. We'll do black. So this is interesting. So SCUF gives you an option to add a control disc over the D-pad, and what that is for is it's a removable rubber-like disc that provides more surface area and a smoother thumb movement. That was not offered on the Battle Beaver, so just again to keep the comparison the same, I'm not going to select that. It was also something that personally I wasn't interested in, but some may find value in it, so it's there. Button kit. This is where you can really get fancy and change all the colors. We're just going to leave it as standard. Grips. You have the military grade and the high performance. I think this is a matter of preference. Both are the same cost. You can read about the difference in both of them. I think one is available in more colors while the other is available in only black. But they both serve the same purpose of helping you have a better grip on the controller, especially if you're a gamer that plays for a few hours. It'll start to get a little slippery and start to get a little sweaty. Rumbos, we'll leave them in. Paddles, you can change the colors. We'll keep everything default. And we'll add this player's pack, which comes with the case. This is where the website got a little bit less intuitive. We had next button, so I kind of wanted to close this. You actually need to hit continue. And then you get your final cost. I have way too many in the cart, so let's take that out. Okay, there we go. And for whatever reason, it's giving me a $5 discount. Yay. And we came up to $254. So in the cost category for a controller with the same functionality, SCUF comes out a little bit cheaper. It's about a $10 difference, not even $4 difference between the two controllers. So let's talk a little bit now about the ordering process. And so when I ordered the SCUF controller, I actually ordered it online as a Father's Day gift. So that would be late June because I'm a slacker. But anyway, from the time I placed the order, I got an email confirmation, and then I got confirmations almost weekly. Congratulations, your controller is 40% done. Congratulations, your controller is 80% done. Congratulations, your controller is being shipped. And from the time I placed the order to the time my husband received his gift, it was approximately 3 weeks. I ordered the SCUF controller 2 months after I ordered my Battle Beaver, and it arrived before. My Battle Beaver, on the other hand, from the time I placed this order, which was April 24th, I received a notification that the order was in queue on April 26th, and then I did not hear anything else until I received my shipping notification 14 weeks later. Now, to be fair, the notification said you will not hear from us until your shipping notification is received. However, on their website, it said 8 to 10 weeks lead time. So after the 10-week mark, I started getting a little nervous, and it actually took another 4 weeks before I received my shipping notification. If it was not for the unofficial Battle Beaver Customs group on Reddit, where people were posting, hey, I just got my shipping notification, I ordered it in March, and I was able to it was kind of a self-imposed queue of other people that were patiently waiting, and I was able to see that, okay, they're still working on mid-March. Okay, late March. Okay, people from April are starting to get their controllers. I probably would have grown impatient. I never bothered to reach out. They did say on the website that you could reach out to them via email. From what I read on Reddit, some people had luck reaching out and heard back within 24, 48 hours. Some people, it took 5 days. Some people didn't hear back at all. And so I just decided to wait patiently until I received my controller. So SCUF definitely did a better job of communicating and definitely got the controller built and shipped out much quicker. We talked about cost. SCUF was just a little bit cheaper. Overall design. You know, from the looks of it, and again, we didn't go high in the customization department, but you know, if you're wanting something that looks different than your standard controller, so SCUF wins in that department. I mean, this has a nice shiny finish to it, and it has a different shape to it. It just has a better all-around feel to it. Where Battle Beaver really wins for me, and this was really the decision maker, was the buttons versus the paddle. So the fact that I have these buttons and I can place them exactly where I want was huge. Again, before I was playing with a standard DualShock controller with the official PS4 back button, and so I'm kind of used to 2 buttons here and here, and so I wanted buttons here, and I was able to map that exactly where I wanted. With the SCUF's claim to fame, the paddles, you don't have any say on where those paddles are placed, and so they're just here. I did ask my husband how he felt about the paddles, and he likes using them. He definitely uses 2 of them more than the others. He said if he had to do it again, he would get the controller with 2 paddles versus 4 paddles. He said his other complaint is that sometimes while he's playing in game, the paddles come up very easily. I don't know if you can see that, but I slip this up and out of place. And you know, if you're in the middle of the game, if you're in the heat of the battle, and that, you know, that slips up, and you think you're going to be able to slide or jump, and your controller is not seated, then that button is not going to function for you. So it's kind of a little bit of a flaw in the paddle design. And also, if your fingers don't just rest here natively, then that's no good for you, as opposed to, you know, where they would natively rest. So you know, definitely a good idea. Definitely increased functionality that you can keep your hands on the analog sticks and use these buttons here. But he's been using this for about a month, and he still only uses 2 out of the 4 buttons. So take that for what it's worth. As far as the digital triggers are concerned, they're the same functionality. One calls them smart triggers, the other calls them digital taps. They basically do the same. We both love them. We've noticed improvement in our response time as far as shooting is concerned. So it wins. They're kind of tied in that category. So the grip, SCUF wins as far as the grip is concerned. I mean, this, you can tell this was professionally done. It's sealed. It looks nice. It feels nice. It has a nice rubberized texture to it. It's just, it's good to hold. It feels like you're holding a quality controller. Whereas with the Battle Beaver, this grip looks like something that was just kind of cut and hot glued on. So I'm going to try to get in here really well, and you know, you can just kind of see it's not even really a perfect fit on there. It's just kind of placed up there. You know, as far as actually serving its purpose and keeping the grip so your hands don't get sweaty, it sort of works, but it's not the best. It's definitely doesn't have the same feel as the SCUF controller does. So SCUF wins in the grip department. As far as analog, both give you the option when it comes to the controllers to select the height and the color and whether it's concaved or dome. Battle Beaver does give you an extra option to set the sensitivity or the tension, rather, I should say, of the analog stick. So there's a little bit extra customization here as far as that is concerned. But again, Control Freaks does have tension rings. I've never used them, but that is an option as well. As far as warranties are concerned, SCUF has one warranty. It's a 180-day warranty, whereas with the Battle Beaver, you have a 30-day warranty. You can upgrade for $15 to the 120-day warranty. So it's a matter of preference. Cost, it's they're about the same. The controller came out to $258, I believe. Let's see, I took a screenshot. $258 for the Battle Beaver versus $251 for the SCUF. So at the end of the day, which controller is better? It's really going to come down to a matter of preference. And to me, it was the buttons versus the paddles. I really like coming off of the back button on the standard controller and where this was located. This felt natural, and so the button placement, you know, I don't have to worry about these slipping out of place. And so the button placement felt very natural for me. And so that was why I decided to go with the Battle Beaver. One of the other things, both controllers allow you to reprogram their buttons. For the Battle Beaver, you don't need any extra computer software or anything to program that. All you need to do is basically hold the two top buttons down, hold the tack map button to get into to the right mode, and you can start programming your buttons. On the SCUF, you need, I hope I didn't lose it, there we go. You need this EMR chip. Now, the problem I have with this, so my husband did reprogram it on the first day. He said it's very easy to do. The problem is, if you lose this chip, I believe you lose the ability to reprogram. And so I don't necessarily like the fact that you need extra hardware to reprogram your paddles. And so Battle Beaver loses a little bit of, or SCUF rather, loses some points in that department. So overall, both controllers come in over $200, kind of a high price to pay for professional controllers. Which one is better? Honestly, it's a matter of personal preference, in my opinion. I think as far as customization and look and feel goes, SCUF wins. But for me, the buttons versus the paddles made all the difference. I was going for the functionality and the comfort of the actual controller. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments which one you guys think is better. If you have one, if you have a different experience or a different controller, I'd love to hear from that too. If I was going to make another purchase, would I purchase a SCUF or would I purchase a Battle Beaver? Honestly, my next controller purchase, which I hope isn't for a very long time, will probably be the Xbox Elite Series controller. And that's because from the time I ordered my controller to the time I made this video, I switched to PC, and Xbox controllers just work better natively with PC. And so that will probably be the next controller. I plan on coming back in about 1 to 3 months and doing an update video and just talking about the durability. I am a little nervous. My controller did work out of the box as it's supposed to. No stick drift, anything like that. From what I've read on Reddit, some people experience stick drift or digital taps not working properly, either out of the box or within the first 30 days or right after the warranty period. So I was really nervous that something like that would happen. That has not been the case with my controller, so hopefully it lasts a very long time. Same thing with the SCUF. No problems reported. It's just working. So I am going to challenge my husband to a 1v1. So we'll go in and see who comes out on top with the controller. So be looking for that in the future. So again, I think they're both good controllers. If you have $200 to drop on a controller, I think by all means, I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them. I hope this video helped, but if you can't afford that, I would not break the bank on it. If you're a PlayStation user and you're used to the DualShock controller, this back button, is really where it's at. So this is about a $30 purchase, add on to the controller, plug it in, it works great. It even has the jack, so you could plug in your headphones as well, so you lose that capability. It's not so big that you can't charge your controller. I have a docking station. This still fits. And then you have 3 profiles here, and so I can actually program 3 different back button profiles. So this back button is great. Control freaks are about $15. Of course, you won't have the digital tap, but there are modifications you can buy. So you can take your $60 controller and spend probably another $30, $50 and mod it out. So that may be a temporary solution as well. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this was super helpful, and we'll see you next time.